This is what I would do. Now somebody else can tell you something completely different. Okay, it's just what I would do. The first question is, do Slovak people have a problem with pronunciation in English? The answer is no. And there's a reason for this. Again, because the pronunciation is the effect. What is the cause? The cause or the reason is that there are more sounds in the Slovak language than there are in the English language. So, so yeah. So it is easier for a Slovak person to speak or pronounce English than it is for an English person to speak or pronounce Slovak, because of the sounds that exist in Slovak that do not now exist in English. Although they did exist in English if you go back in time about 200, 300, 400 years. The English alphabet now has 26 letters. Originally it had between 36 to 40 originally, but the sounds were removed from the language, or the letters were removed slowly. Um, to simplify everything. 26 letters is a very simple language when you compare it to Japanese or Chinese, for example. Yes, because they don't have any vowel sounds. Mhm. So you know that the English language has two types of letters. Yeah, vowels and consonants. Okay. So the vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. As I like that Slovak song that goes A, E, I, O, U, Y. It's completely pointless to focus on it. I mean, show me a native speaker when they're learning a language that focuses on pronunciation. There isn't one. There is no there isn't any example of that. Let's take a step back, right? When I went to school, and this is a great example of how education is simplification. It's not reality. It's just simplification. When I went to school, I was told there are 5 vowels, and every word has a vowel in it. Sorry? Oh, it's 5. Sorry. Right, my writing is terrible. So when I went to school, I was told there are 5 vowels. I was like, okay, learn it. There are 5 vowels, and every word has a vowel. Okay, every word has a vowel. Yeah, exactly. Y, try, fry, rhythm. What? Because it's a half vowel. Because think about these two words. The sounds are totally different. This is day, and this is yellow. So this is y, and this is a. So when y is at the end of a word, it's, it's a vowel. But when it's at the beginning of a word, it's a consonant. The truth is, it's half. It's in the middle. But it usually goes in the group of consonants. Yeah, well, I didn't think about it until somebody asked me about it, and I thought, that's interesting. Why? Didn't think about it like that before. Simple little things, and then I learned that for years and years and years, my English teacher told me there were 5 vowels. He lied. he, he, he lied. He lied. He was a professional who studied the subject for 5 years, and he told it. It's not difficult to say there's not 5. There's 5.5. It's not difficult, but he never told me that. So that was his choice. So also, and the reason for talking about vowels was that we mentioned Chinese, Japanese language. There's this very specific reason why vowels exist. And almost all languages, almost all languages were created in that style of that Japanese language of which is really difficult, which makes it really difficult to communicate because people speak very quickly and it's hard to catch and hear all the words. Listen to a Chinese or person speaking. Like, oh, yes. Hey, I want to talk to you. Can I speak to you for a minute? What? What are you talking about? You put in the middle of every word. They put all the time. At least it makes it slower. Which is the point of vowels. Vowels exist to make the language slower because all vowels are long sounds. A, E, I, O, U. We compare that with B, C, D, F, G, H. They're all short sounds. The consonants are short sounds and the vowels are long sounds. So when you put the vowels into the words, every word has a vowel. It makes the word longer and slows down the speed of the language, which then makes communication easier because the words are longer and you have more time to hear what another person is saying. It was very intelligently done and organized. Well, nobody really thinks about these things normally, because if you talk to your friends about that, they would be like, "What? What? What are you talking about?" Yeah. Exactly. No, she's not okay, but we know that anyway, right? So, and everything that happens, what we see is an effect, but the cause is usually something that most people don't look at because for most people it's easier to change or to do something with an effect than to do something with a cause. It's easier to put a person in prison than it is to examine their relationship with their parents when they were younger. And especially because this is in the past and this is now, and we can't go back in time. We can only live in the present. So when I am working with students on on helping them with studying and with learning, these are all psychological practices, right? You don't study with your knees and your feet, and you study with your brain. And the brain, just like the body, needs training. It's very easy to understand when we look at the physical, because we can see the physical. But it's much harder to understand when we look at the brain, because we can't see it. It's invisible. And so it's much easier to deal with the physical problem than it is to deal with the psychological problem, because you can see it. It's visual. That's why most people would rather go to the gym than read a book.